So before we get started, I just want to do a quick introduction on Sun Salutation A. That is what you're going to be learning today. And Sun Salutation A is literally what you find in basically every single yoga class that you take, or pretty much as a transition for everything. It's what we call as well, most yoga teachers, your vinyasa, because it's a part of what you do. That plank, Chaturanga, upward facing dog to downward facing dog. That's what a lot of people call as your vinyasa. So I made this tutorial on how to start your practice and the understanding of a sun salutation. Essentially, a sun salutation is you start into Tadasana or mountain pose, then you move your way back into plank, Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and you bring yourself back to the front again and back into Tadasana. If you notice, that's what is in a lot of yoga classes, even though there's things added on to the middle. But this sun salutation tutorial, I'm taking you into a progression. And essentially, what that means is instead of doing a full Chaturanga at the beginning, we'll do a low push-up with knees on the ground. And instead of doing an upward facing dog, we'll be doing a baby cobra. And slowly we'll start be moving into cobra and then to upward facing dog and a full-on Chaturanga instead of going all the way down to the ground. And I structured it this way so that way you can listen to your body a lot better and then you know exactly what you're moving when you're doing this sun salutation, when you're doing your vinyasa. And so that way you don't push yourself too much if your body is not capable of doing it at the moment. So this is for you to take in as however you want. All that I advise is for you to be careful, to listen to your body, and if anything is painful, just make sure to not continue to move forward with that. I think that this is going to be a very valuable packed video on really how to do a sun salutation and really learn how to move your body properly in your classes, and that way you already have a format and know how to move when someone else is instructing you while still listening to your body, and do it without having to compare yourself with others. This is for you to know what modifications to take, how to start, and then when you're ready to progress at your own time, at your own pace, whenever you want. I hope that you enjoy, and if you do, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also make sure to like this video and comment if you have any questions or if you have something else that you would like to practice on. I am here for you, and yeah, I hope that you enjoy, so let's get to it.
So the first thing that we're going to do is get ourselves in front of our mat. Make sure that your feet are hip distance apart. Extend your arms right next to you, Tadasana or mountain pose. Make sure that you're broadening your collarbones and your shoulder blades are connected together. This is a great pose for you to start to connect with your breath, set an intention. And if, believe it or not, this is what keeps you very grounded. So make sure that when you're here, and on your inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. You can keep your knees bent in here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot to the back of your mat, and then your left to meet the right. You're in plank pose now. And here, you're pushing the ground away from you. Your core is engaged. And on your inhale, you can lower your knees and prepare for a low push-up. Make sure that your external rotation of your shoulders and you're keeping your elbows close to your rib cage. Just push yourself all the way down. Wrap your shoulder blades together and inhale, using your back muscles, lift yourself up. Broaden your collarbones and make sure your neck is healthy. To make sure that you're only using your back muscles, I highly recommend hovering your hands above the ground and just using your back muscles in order to elevate yourself. You make sure that you're broadening your collarbones. And on your exhale, bring yourself down. Inhale. Shift your weight back into a downward facing dog. And you can do this with a push-up. And when you're in downward facing dog, you don't have to have your legs straight. They can be bent, and your feet and heels don't need to be touching the ground. On your inhale, step your right foot to the front of your mat. And on your exhale, your left foot to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up into standing vertebrae by vertebrae. Neck is the last thing to come up. And we meet back in Tadasana. Now we'll do it on the other side. Take a deep inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bring yourself down into forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat and then your right to meet the left. Plank pose. Again, you're pushing the ground away from you. Core is engaged. Lower your knees and then low push-up. Make sure that there's external rotation of your shoulders. You can lower yourself all the way down. Again, in here, you can hover your hands off the ground and lift yourself up only using your back muscles. Don't use your legs or your feet to lift yourself up. They are free and disengaged. What is engaged is your back muscles and maybe your glutes as well. Make sure your neck is healthy. You can practice again by just doing baby cobra with the hands on the ground as well. Inhale, tuck your toes and shift your weight forward or back into downward facing dog. Remember, in here, your back is long and straight. Inhale, left leg forward. And exhale, right leg to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up into standing for Tadasana. We'll start a progression here now. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat. Step your left foot to meet the right into plank. Push the ground away from you. Lower your knees if you like. And this time, low push-up, but you're not connecting or getting all the way to the ground. In here, you can also go up from plank and then push-up. So Chaturanga, make sure that your external rotation of your shoulders and your elbows are almost too close to your rib cage. Now on your inhale, you're broadening your collarbones, but this time you're elevating your chest way off the ground. There is a clear separation from the ground and your chest. You're still using your back muscles, but you're also using your arms to support you. On your inhale, tuck your toes, and you can still use your knees to push you away from the ground, or still using slightly of your knees, you'll get into plank and then lift yourself up into downward facing dog. Make sure that in downward facing dog, your shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, you can extend your leg, hip height, right leg, and step it forward between your two hands, and step your left leg between your two hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, come back up, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up to standing for Tadasana. Connect with your breath. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat, then your right to meet the left into plank pose. Make sure you're pushing the ground away from you. Again, option in here to lower your knees or stay knees off the ground. Make sure that in the low push-up, there's an external rotation of your shoulders and your elbows are close to your rib cage. Inhale, wrap your shoulder blades together, elevate yourself into cobra. Your arms are still bent, neck is healthy. Tuck your toes and lift yourself up into plank, into downward facing dog, or just lift yourself up with your knees. And here, remember, make sure that your back is long and straight, shoulders are relaxed, and head is hanging heavy. Inhale, lift your left leg hip height and step it forward, and your right leg and step it forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, roll yourself all the way up into standing for Tadasana. Make sure to breathe in here, Tadasana. Now we'll move to our next progression. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot to the back of your mat, and then your left. Plank, push the ground away from you. Inhale, and on your exhale, start lowering yourself down for a low push-up or Chaturanga. In here, make sure that your elbows are close to your ribcage, to your torso. You're doing external rotation of your shoulders. You're lowering yourself halfway through. On your inhale, you're broadening your collarbones, you're untucking your toes, and you're lifting your pelvis off the ground. So if you notice, the upper legs are a bit off the ground, they're hovering. Your elbows are slightly bent. You can look forward or you can look up. And on your exhale, you move back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg or right leg hip height. shift it forward, and then your left leg to meet the right. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself up into standing. Now we're going to do it on the other side. Remember the instructions before on the other side. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your left leg to the back of your mat. Step your right foot to the back of your mat into plank. Push the ground away from you. Inhale. And then exhale, pull the ground towards you for Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. You can look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Make sure your spine is straight. Your rib cage is tucked in. Shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, lift your left leg hip height. Step it forward. And right leg to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up into standing Tadasana, and we are done. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this video was very useful for you. Make sure to subscribe before you leave this video, and I'll talk to you guys later.